tonight on BBC One. At 7 o'clock, Tomorrow's World includes a look at the dangers of driving.
Barry, I've commandeered a vehicle.
The old trick, eh? Eat the telly before I get a chance to nick you.
It's a toaster. Talik, you have been defeated. Surrender. You have failed.
Insufficient data.
Nazi ain't got no humanity. They're the foot soldiers of a Jew-hating, mass-murdering maniac, and they need to be destroyed. That's why any and every sumbitch we find wearing a Nazi uniform, they're gonna die.
Is this world protected? But you're not the first lot to have come here. Oh, there have been so many. And what you've got to ask is, what happened to them?
Hello. I'm the doctor.
Yes, indeed. Good evening, good morning. And as always, whenever I see the Matt Smith opening, I go, yeah, he is a doctor. Man, he is a doctor. I always think that moment was one of the peaks of Doctor Who. Maybe the peak of Doctor Who. I won't say it was all downhill from there, but it was really that. I mean, I think that season, his first season, was probably. Yeah, I will call that the high spot of Doctor Who. I was never really that enamored with David Tennant. I'm kind of glad. Well, not glad, but I'm kind of glad that he became. He came out as a. He became a total arsehole instead of Matt Smith. Right? If I had the choice, I would say David Tennant over Matt Smith. But yeah, Matt Smith's Doctor is so completely understood the Doctor. Oh. Right, and it's and he was like free from baggage. Anyway, to me, free from baggage. Oy vey, my wife's threw my head in. So, my wife this week, she comes home not feeling well, has COVID. Like she looks awful. Oh my god! The next day she looks worse. I'm like, oh, I feel so bad for you. Anyway. It's getting better now. The more it gets better, the more she's like restless to do stuff. Like she can't go back to work yet. So there's all these like little house projects she's been wanting to do for ages, like clean this over here and that over there. Okay, so now my bedroom looks like it's been reset to factory settings. It's crazy. You have all the clutter built up everywhere of stuff here, all gone. Right? It's just like. The room seems so much bigger. Everywhere seems big. Like she got all this stuff cleaned up. I'm like, you've got too much energy, darling. Sunday, back to work. Sunday's like Monday here. Sunday, back to work with you, my girl. Is what I said. Back to the salt mines for you, darling. Yes. And then tomorrow, yeah. Oh, but I did luck out majorly today. Really. So I don't know why. This morning, this has been getting my tits all week. Because normally I'm coming from synagogue and my wife leaves for work at before I get at 6 o'clock, right? 5 to 6. So I get up around then and I go to synagogue. I come from synagogue and then I listen to this Bible class, for want of a better word, at the same time as doing the housework. But she's been around all week, so I can't get everything to I can't make the bed now. I just like to get that stuff done first hour of the day. This morning, I was really weird. I was really hungry. I don't know why. I'm never hungry in the morning. I was really I came in and she made herself a bagel. We're a very Jewish household. A bagel with garlic and melted cheese. It smelled fantastic. So about 10 o'clock, I'm still hungry. I'm like, fine, I'm gonna have something to eat. I made myself a bagel. Okay. So the first thing you got to know, right? This is all going to tie together. Trust me. First thing you got to know, when you eat bread in Judaism, you got to wash your hands ritualistically beforehand. Say a blessing and then say a super long after blessing, right? Or you could just wait till as long as you eat every 72 minutes or something like that, or have in mind you can So that long after blessing. It takes about 3 or 4 minutes. It's not that long, but it's long, right? But once you've washed, you're like, oh, okay then. So anyway, so after cleaning everything, so decided she wanted to make some of her hash browns. Oh my god, her hash browns are so good. Little bits of potato cut into squares, like teeny tiny bit. And she cooks it with like brown sugar and soy sauce, and I don't know what, fries it. Oh God, it's good. It's good. So she said, she'll start to should I make myself some of these? Oh yeah, I said. And if you're making, I will certainly take some. So she made a bunch for me. That was really nice. Then she's trying to decide what to have it with. So I suggested, I think eggs. Eggs go well with that, and maybe a bagel, another bagel, because I already washed. So I wasn't worried about washing. Ritually washing, so I'm saying that long after this because I got to do it anyway. So I got, an absolutely awesome early dinner, I guess. And I ate it while watching the last part of Creature Commandos, which we're going to do a full season review today. Excellent. I do not understand anybody who like has a axe to grind against it, right? It's like excellent, right? Really, genuinely excellent stuff. Loved it, right? Absolutely love it. And then so anyway, so I've eaten well, but I've got to eat more tonight, right? After the stream, because tomorrow is a fast day, right? It's not okay. There's 2 types of fast days in Judaism. You got the ones that are 25 hours long. It's not those. There's only 2 of those a year, thank God. Right? No, it's one from like dawn to dusk. So it's from about 5:30ish in the morning till 5:36 tonight. So, but here's where it's weird. Tomorrow's Friday, which means which means it's Sabbath. So, like when you so Sabbath, you've got the big synagogue services and all that stuff going on. But like, there's all this stuff you have to do before you can eat, right? So, like, you got to sing these ritualistic songs, all this stuff. Like, because so I'm gonna, it's slightly longer than normal fast, so I got to eat something before I go to bed tonight. Otherwise, I'm going to be like, well, no, it only goes to about 5:36 tomorrow. I can't remember. I don't know. And then, because all the kids are terrified of my wife's COVID, right? Which I don't think she has anymore, right? I haven't got a felt a drop of it, because it's just me and my wife for Sabbath. So we're having. On Friday night, okay, a normal traditional family Friday night meal. It virtually this like type of bread called challah. It's this kind of yummy type bread. Go to a kosher bakery and get yourself some. It's really good. Oh, it's really good, right? Challah and wine, grape juice. There's like the ritual stuff to start. Then we always had chicken soup, like Jewish chicken soup with like matzo balls and vegetables in it. Very. It's not like your your Gentile chicken. The Jewish chicken is very full, right? Then we have like roast chicken and roast potatoes and peas. That was our main course. But it's just us, right? It's just us, and it's supposed to be icky weather tomorrow, right? I hope it still is because it was warm out today, right? Let's have a quick look. Israel weather, and it's where is it? Saturday. Oh no! Now it's looking like it's going to be better. Oh no, it's supposed to be get colder tomorrow. Good. So we're just having the chicken soup, but we're putting more stuff in than normal. We have like this type of noodles called lokshen, and I don't know. It could be a one bowl meal. I'm really looking forward to that, like crazily. And the next day for lunch, so Sabbath lunch. We're making chili, so I am quite psyched for it's not going to be outrage. Although again, my wife's just getting used to cooking for 2. But anyway, so tomorrow it's going to be really weird because you go from fasting into Sabbath. So that's going to be strange. Yeah, it's not what I say. What's the fast about? It's you know what? I know the underlying reason, but there's lots of things. I think it's when the Romans laid siege to Jerusalem. Here, let's have a look. That 1 second. they've just well, they didn't. This website I'm going to has been redesigned. It's from the yeshiva I went, the rabbinical seminary I went to. Oh, come on! Torah portion, no courses, no ways to wisdom, Holocaust, no prayer and Kabbalah. Well, what about holidays? Really? Like this website is shit. Israel really? I'm trying to here. 10th of Davis, which is the name. Oh, God, go away. Now I got this like. No, I don't want to leave the site. I'm trying to search the bloody site. No, cancel. Search. Fuck me. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. That's crazy. Okay, I'm sorry. I should have shared the screen. This is crazy how bad. Oh, that's actually working. Oh, there you go. Share screen. Yeah, so this website is a piece of shit. I think here we go. Let's have a look at how they describe it. So yeah, it's basically when the Romans laid siege to Jerusalem, right? And it was like the beginning of the end, right? 10th of Tavis is the fast day which commemorates the beginning of the siege of Jerusalem by Nebuchadnezzar's armies, which eventually led to the fall of the first temple and the Babylonian exile. Only lost about 70 years. And other tragedies occurred on Jewish history on nearby dates. The 10th of Tavis will be next observed on January 10th, 2025, from dawn until nightfall. See H calendar. No, I say we're fine. We don't need to see your solid calendar. Oh man, what a bad website that is. To me, way too long to work it out. Anyway, but what it's really about is this. So the Jews call themselves the chosen people. Right, a little bit egotistical, but we do it, right? We do it. Generally speaking, the more you know about I'm sorry. I turned off that page for H2, the site we're looking at. It went to like this Ncuti Gatwa page of him fondling his junk. Oh, for fuck's sake, Ncuti, put it away, mate. Oh, that's one of the things we will be dealing with later. But just put it away, weirdo. Oh, that's all I can say. Sorry, listen. When you see Doctor Who fondling his junk, it does throw you off a little bit. Oh yeah. So what this fast is really about? It's essentially the okay. So God, we can start with God created the world, right? And it had Adam in it, right? And then eventually it went down to you go through the genealogy and it goes to Abraham. And Abraham is given the responsibility of bringing morality into the world, right? Abraham goes ahead and fathers Judaism, Islam, and by definition Christianity. So depends on your worldview. He might not have done that. But anyway, so then it goes a couple of generations, and you have Jacob and Esau, who are brothers, and they're supposed to work together. They're supposed to be like Han Solo and Luke Skywalker. Esau goes a bit bad, and so everything falls on Jacob's shoulders, and he's the lineage, right, through which God's blueprint of what he wants for creation will be transmitted, right? So that you go further along a long time, and it gets to the tribe of the Israelites, who are then become a tribe in Egypt, right? And eventually, everybody who that tribe and everybody left with them becomes the Jews, right? And so basically, the Jews have the sole responsibility of bringing morality, God's view of morality, into the world. So on the 10th of Tavis, right, we mourn because we lose the exclusivity to that mission, and I think that's probably where Christianity really, like from my theological point of view, why I think this is why Christianity came into the world, because I think most of the lessons of theology from the Old Testament have been taught to most of the world via Christianity, right? With varying degrees of success. But that's essentially why we mourn. So that's one of the reasons I'm so excited for Trump. That all this ties together, weirdly enough, because I believe that Trump is the Messiah of the nation of Esau, the nation of Edom, Jacob's brother, right? And there was a thing whenever throughout history when one brother goes up, the other one goes down, right? So let's say if the Edom, Esau is ascending, it's bad news for the Jews, right? It's like Edom is like the evil part of Edom is a race called Amalek, who are the Nazis, and so when they rise up in power, the Jews go down, right? It's bad news. But at the end of the days, we will be able to walk together, like the sons of Jacob, the sons of Esau, right? The Bnei Esau, Bnei Yaakov. It's the Jewish name for it. We'll walk together. It's part of biblical prophecy, and I think that's where we're walking into, right? I think that's where. But anyway, so that's essentially what that fast is about tomorrow. It's a real pain in the ass on Friday. Friday is really my day to like goof off. I watch. I did watch Survivor when that was running. I don't like it now. It's an hour and a half. And Silo, love Silo. Silo is awesome, McAwesome, right? Silo is fan-freaking-tastic. By far the best thing on TV. Man, I waffled too. I was supposed to have a 5-minute waffle, right? No, guess not. That's not. Where should we start? Let's do a little bit on the grooming case because it's a story that never stops, right? It never gives up. So why is this such a big deal? I mean, other than the mass racist rape of children, I think anybody can say that's a big deal, at any given time. But this is particularly why it's such a big deal right now, right? Even though we've known about it for absolute years, right? So you see this Elon Musk showing the street from Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk says, I love this tweet, okay? It's fantastic. The far left Labour Party, and I love that they call them far left, right? The far left Labour Party, led by a grooming gang enabler, Keir Starmer, just voters against opening up an inquiry into child rape gangs in the UK. The vote was 364 to 111. Unbelievable, tragic, and unbelievable, says Elon Musk. So this is why it's a big deal, because they're making everybody look awful. They make England look awful. They're embarrassing the entire country, right? This is not even a pretense of any semblance of morality, which I think is the reason why is because British culture has been pushed aside, right? I mean, that's really what I think is going on. Oh man, this is really lagging. Something's eating up. Oh, I'm not going to know. Oh, do I have to? I don't know. It seems to be. We close down some windows. See if that helps. All right. Okay, one can only hope. We'll close down this one. Doink. Okay. Does that help? You think? Is that no? It's still here. Let me have a look at my activity monitor. See what's the number one thing right now. Google Chrome. Yeah. Oh, what's that? I can close down Photoshop. I'm not using that. That might save me some system resources. It's lagging. Oh no, it seems to be moving a bit better now. I know it still hasn't closed down yet though, but definitely, yeah. That lag's gone. Oh, thank God for that. Anyway, why is this a big deal? Photoshop still hasn't closed down. What the hell's up with that? Come on, close. Oh no, that's done. There you go. Yeah, I think that did the trick. I think that did the trick. Yeah, anyway, why is this a big deal? As I said, because England looks awful, right? England looks absolutely awful. And why? Because it's been being awful. That's why. That's why it's embarrassment. Because England, and that's why people are like, "Oh, it's the best thing ever." There's so much bullshittery going on, right? There was just so much bullshittery with it going on. It's been going on for years and years and years and years. So first, okay, this is what happened when you try to save your daughter from a racist Muslim Pakistani rape gang. Like I know, but no, that's not good. You can't you can't save your. This is what would happen if it opens up, which hopefully it will.
Police were doing nothing, but they did come for you. What happened when you tried to save her from an abuse den?
I was arrested outside, put in police car, taken away. We lived up next estate, so as we were passing, the stop car told me that I would be arrested, to go in house and don't go back. I was that mad.
It's like no, I'm just going to let my daughter be gang raped. And fuck me. These Pakistani Muslims are fucking weird. Apparently, there were like two or more people having sex with a 12-year-old at the same time. Which means, I mean, just doing the math, there's like two dicks in one hole. Ew. That's just gross. That's just gross. I don't understand what the communal need for this. It's so disgusting. Oh, there's nothing about this that's appealing whatsoever. I mean, you can't even do like a fantasy, but it's just gross.
I'm furious. I went back to the flat. Within a few minutes, police were back, but this time in a van, and it were only a few minutes. So there must have been some on the street waiting, because they must have known I was going back.
So they were watching this flat where your daughter was being abused. They weren't going in to save her, but they did go into...
This is why there's no investigation, right? This is why the J investigation they keep lauding is bullshit. Because it didn't look into this. Other piece of bullshit you may have to be aware for. If you have a leftist arsehole saying, well, 85% of the child abuse happens by white people, I don't know why you're worried about it. Say, we're not talking about child abuse, we're talking about rape gangs. And you'll find 85% of rape gangs, which have raped over 250,000 little girls, and they raped them because they were white little girls, right? They are 85% Muslim, 85% Pakistani Muslim. That's what we're talking about, and they're desperate to throw shade again. No. Rape gangs are an imported cultural problem. It's not a homegrown cultural problem, right? And that's essentially what's going on. It's multicultural. For some reason, the hooray Henrys of the last 10, 15, 20 years somehow thought it was that England is the worst thing ever, and they got to wash it away, right? They got to wash away that evil British culture with gang raping Pakistanis.
Arrest you?
Yeah.
Twice?
Yeah. They arrested me second time, took me down at police station, kept me in there. About an hour and a half later, they come into, because they didn't put me in a cell, they put me in a room. They took me out of the room, took me out through the police station, into the front bit with public, go to report crimes. Took me outside and said, right, go home, because if you go back to that flat, we're going to arrest you for stalking. And I don't know if you know or not, but there's serious new stalking laws coming, and we'll arrest you for stalking the occupants of that house.
Yeah, it was, again, England should be ashamed. And you know what? Again, everybody was in on it. Everybody was in on the cover. Look at this. This is why Tommy Robinson, right, is doing quite well right now, because he's been banging the drum on this for years. And people keep telling me he's a football thug, he's a racist. Never seen that myself. I wish somebody could show me that, right? I've heard him say, yes, I used to be a racist. I used to be anti-Semitic, right? And he has said that. I think if somebody says that, that's pretty like stand up of them, right? Anyway, so this is Jeremy Paxman gaslighting England and Tommy Robinson. Look at this. What is it? The reason I like to look at this is because
15-year-old girl.
Okay. The reason why I like to look at this is because now in hindsight, we know how full of shit Jeremy Paxman was. And look how superior he is. I'm the superior intellectual. And you're the disgusting little oik. You're a little white working class oik who doesn't speak nicely. You're clearly too stupid. Right? That's exactly the vibe you get off it. Come on. What's going on? Ugh. Is it lacking again? Really? Oh, come on. I'll try one more time and I'll reload the clip. Really? Should I close? Okay, we'll try it one more time. If it still causes a problem, I'm going to close the browser and reopen it. I'll be back in. Oh, I'll put on a skit or something before I do that. Let's see if this works. There we go.
Probably don't. I do. Do you know any 15-year-old girls that you know that you've grown up with that have been raped or pimped? You don't. So I don't expect you to understand the issues.
These are all personal issues of yours.
Personal issues in towns and cities.
Yeah, but personal issues because it's happening, right? And I'm not the only person. And he's like, no, you silly little yokel.
Like mine that are happening, and they're not happening with the Sikh community. They're not happening with the Jewish community.
And indeed, they're not happening with most Muslims.
No, they're happening within the Islamic community. That's what I'm saying, that it's an Islamic problem. And when I'm...
And I think that's one of the things that's really come out over the last 24 hours. That I've heard many people, more than one, on these talk shows, like GB News and Talk TV, saying that this is encouraged and jeered on by some Aymans. It's a fundamentalist religious thing.
Just a simple person, so I'm just a normal person. But when I'm looking at, I have to look for where this hatred is coming from.
So are you seriously suggesting there aren't white drug dealers and there aren't white gangs?
Of course I'm not. No, but
Sikh gangs?
Again, look at his incredulous little face, Jeremy. Oh, of course there are. 250,000 little white girls were raped because they were little white girls. You're up your own arse cunt. That's what I was looking for. You're so up his own arse. Oh, we're so clever. Well, really? Well, you seem to have fucked up pretty royally, haven't you then?
Or any other kind of...
No, I'm not, but I'm saying some of these specific issues are coming from the Islamic community, solely the Islamic community, terrorists wanting to blow us up, constant hostile activity towards our youth, all these problems, and from sitting back, there's got to be something it's coming from. None of the other communities are spreading it, so we're...
And look at the white supremacist background they put. It's just like, what are you talking about? And again, this was right at the time if you said that multiculturalism was anything other than the greatest thing ever, you were a Nazi.
Symptom of the problem. The English Defence League.
You're claiming that community is spreading it. Actually, what we're doing.
Yes, he's claiming it because that's what actually happened. You dumb cunt. You up your own arse, fucking moron. This is why it's good to go back and look at these clips.
Talking about here. Yes, exactly, as you could talk about members of the white community doing all sorts of atrocious things.
Yeah, but not 24-year-old groups of 10 of them hanging around outside school gates.
You've never seen a white gang?
And purposely targeting...
No, we've never seen a group of a white gang hanging outside school playgrounds to entice, kidnap, and drug children and gang rape them. Yes, that's actually correct. Jeremy Paxman, that's right. Have you? It seems to be this is a predominantly Pakistani Muslim problem. Ollie's 85% Pakistani Muslim.
Never seen a white gang?
Are we going to pretend that Muslim groups are not out there purposely targeting our youth and pimping them? Are we going to pretend it's not happening?
You're not pretending white people aren't doing that?
Then not in the same manner, not in the same group. They're saying it's a cultural thing.
Again, I love that he's been proved 100% right. And honestly, I think Piers Morgan going off on Tommy Robinson. I just think it's because they've the only prescribed viewpoint that's allowed to be had is that he's an evil thug and racist, right? And I think Piers Morgan's comes from that world. Right? And I don't think he's able to look outside of it, right? And it's, certainly not have any introspection. And I don't know if Nigel Farage comes from that world, or he's trying to appease that world or appeal to that world. I really don't know, right? I really know. All I know is the real victim, of course, is Jess Phillips, right? I mean, just terrible. Poor Jess Phillips, right? Oh, poor girl. Listen to this. If it opens up.
Of course, and you have to, anyone who has worked in the fields of violence against women and girls knows risk is dynamic, and I have to take account of the risks in my life, and this is one of them currently.
And just sometimes the few days.
Well, the risk of your life is Elon Musk calling you a rape apologist, because you are. Okay, Jess, darling, the reason you didn't authorize a national inquiry is because A, it will make your boss, Keir Starmer, look awful. And B, you will not be re-elected because you have a very tenuous seat and you'll depend on the Muslim vote. And the Muslims will not vote for you unless you protect their rape and grooming gangs. And we can say that about the whole community. You know why we can say that about the whole community? Because that's what people like Jess Phillips says, right? That's exactly what she's saying. So I will not do anything about British girls being gang raped for decades in their hundreds of thousands. I won't do a damn thing about it, because if I do, the community that the gang rapists come from won't vote for me, and then I won't have power. So yes, you are a rape apologist, as Elon Musk pointed out.
Does madness make you think you don't want to be in politics?
The few days of madness is nothing compared to the decades.
Decades of the gang rape of little children.
Sat in police stations with girls bleeding from a battering that they've taken from a grooming gang. So I'll put on my big girl pants and just suck it up.
Well, you see, the whinge and cry like a bitch about it right now, darling. And again, you somehow made this about you. I love that. They're all mad at Elon Musk. Oh, why is Elon Musk? He doesn't know anything about this. Looks like he does to me. Like, what's not to know? Jess Phillips is a real thing. Weird, yeah. You know what I find weird though, and this is strange, right? You wouldn't happen either. Somebody must have had control of Jess Phillips' account, because she's saying, calling somebody a rape apologist is dangerous, right? It's dangerous, and it's an attack on women because she's a woman, I guess. Just dangerous, absolutely dangerous. But weird, in 2015, somebody must have broken into a Twitter account and done exactly the same thing. Don't get me wrong. Any insult you lob at George Galloway, I'm happy about. There you go. Any insult you lob at George Galloway, I'm happy about. Today I saw George Galloway on the beach and told him he was a rape apologist. Another thing ticked off bucket list. So it's okay when you call somebody a rape apologist, right? That's double dozy, right? But she only done it once, right? Let me see. Funny at Philip Davis MP, not so interested in retweeting the evidence of violent sexist abuse. He was an American and vile rape apologist. I think I can live with my comment. Yeah, so it's weird because you acted like calling a rape apologist was a bad thing, but you've done that a lot, darling. Right? Look. He's done it again. People wanted me to focus on Taurus. I suggest you do the same. If you want unity, behave like you want it to stop slagging off Labour MPs. Yeah, don't think for yourself. He is a rape apologist. Okay, another one. Any more, darling? Oh yeah, and more. Fuck me. This is 2018 now. Wind your disingenuous whataboutery neck in, Mrs. Phillips. I regularly criticize Trump, including the Access Hollywood tape, which is extremely distasteful. Just make sure you always call him Gropey Trump going forward. Really, no need to get so tetchy, Bab. And again, they clutch their little pearls. Fucking hypocrites, right? Absolute fucking hypocrite. And the thing is, here's the thing with hypocrites. They think nobody sees through them. It's so funny because they have this mutually agreed lie that, like, they're good people. No, they think nobody sees through it. Darling, we all see through it. A bit of good news, though. Justin Trudeau said, there isn't a snowball chance in hell that Canada will become the United States. Workers and communities in both our countries benefit from being each other's biggest trading partner security. Elon Musk said, girl, you're not the governor of Canada anymore, so it doesn't really matter what you say. And that's the truth. It doesn't matter what you say. Mind you, over on the other side of the pond, I think we have a pretty clear expression of the wrath of God, right? This is pretty much what the wrath of God looks like, in my mind. Look at these fires; it's insane. And like apparently, the last 6 months or so, the homeowners insurance has all been cancelled. Like, what do you do? That's your fucking house.
Just be okay. You're gonna be okay. Hi.
Yeah, no, you're gonna die.
You're gonna be okay.
Well, mate, look at that. What do you do? That's your house.
Yeah, don't worry about that, dude. Look at that.
Yeah, that brown trousers time, mate. I know what to tell you.
Yeah.
And they haven't been able to put any of the fires out. Contain them at all. It's been a disaster, basically. Just like a genuine disaster. I don't know where that water's coming from, but I'll be bloody grateful for it if I was you. Look at that again.
So where's the gas?
And I live in a war zone. I've had missiles thrown at me, and this is giving me the shit. Look at this. This is crazy.
No, don't open the window. Don't open.
Don't open a window, mate. No, that's a bad idea. I don't know if you're running away from the flames. So that's freaky, right? And the funny thing is, this is entirely caused by leftist policies. However you want to look at it. Leftist policies have been completely inefficient and stupid and fucking everything up, or causing the wrath of God for their filthy, their filthy ways, which there's quite a few filthy ways.
Hi there. How many?
I just have to get the horses out.
How many more horses do you have?
We have a couple we just let loose over there. We're trying to get as many as we can out. Yeah.
Are any homes out there on fire?
Honestly, I did not pay attention. I just drove straight to the barn to get my horses out and get the rest of these guys out. We're not gonna let them burn.
I got a bunch out with trailers, and there's a bunch in there still. How many more? We don't know. I don't know how many. How many did you let out?
We took about 4 of them in trailers, 2 in a separate trailer, 3 in another one. So there should be at least maybe 12.
About 12. Are there more people out there right now?
It's a whole bar.
Let's get these out. Let's see.
Yeah, this looks crazy, right? Crazy. And this is the day after. Like, this was, I think, was this Hollywood Boulevard? Had a friend of mine who passed away about a year ago who was from there. That would have broken her heart. Oh, I'm glad she didn't have to see that. But look at this. Is it coming up? Here we go.
Let's park along this street, yeah? And then, Dave, if you can just...
oh my...
Abby, look at it!
Try to set up a signal.
Right here. This is where it's got to be. This is... oh my
devastation.
God. What? I've never... look at this. Beyond comprehension.
Oh. It really is. That's just crazy. And again, as always, Donald Trump warned about this, for a while. There we go. Let's pull this up. Share screen. Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm going to close down and start the browser after going this. So this was from 2019. The governor of California, Gavin Newsom, has done a terrible job of forest management. I told him from the first day we met, we must clean his forest floors, regardless of what his bosses and environmentalists demand of him. Must also do burns and cut fire stoppers. How do you know all this stuff, Trump? Right? What's going on? Browser can't access your stream. Try capturing. What's going on? Okay. Let me put in a skit of some kind. Hopefully, it won't be too long or too short. And I'm going to reboot my browser. Shut down Chrome. What do I have here? That one's too long. These are too long. Maybe put in what intro have we not seen for a while? I'm just looking at all this. Oh, here. We'll do a quick tour of Stephen Moffat's office. I'll be right back, hopefully.
Hello, I'm Stephen Moffat and I am the writer of The Unfriend, and lucky you're going to get a tour of my writing room. Right, this is my desk, obviously, where I write, and obviously like any desk, I have a sonic screwdriver, a Matt Smith sonic screwdriver, also carried on by Peter Capaldi for his first season. I have a magnifying glass, that's sort of for Sherlock. Mark gave me that for my 50th, which I regret to say, it was a long time ago. This, like every desk needs, is from Dracula's tomb. Again, just for personal safety, is a Silurian gun from Doctor Who, which was given to my little boy when we were making that episode, and he took it home with him and we forgot to return it. Over here, this is a really exciting piece of fan art. That's done by Peter Capaldi, a well-known Doctor Who fan. He gave that to me on his last day as the Doctor. And this is the very first BAFTA I ever won, which was for Press Gang. And if you want to see how BAFTAs and writers tarnish, I have this photograph here. Look how shiny that BAFTA used to be. Look how shiny I used to be. Look what's happened. Isn't that terrible? The best Radio Times cover I'm ever going to have. It's got both Sherlock and Doctor Who in the Battle of the BAFTAs. I hope you enjoyed a tour of my lonely little office. Please come and see The Unfriend at the Criterion Theatre. We'd love to see you there. If you see me, come and say hello.
If I went to I wonder how much that costs. I bet we couldn't afford it. Anyway, the fires. Every year as a fire rages in California burns, it's the same thing. And then he comes to get federal government for money. Help, no more. Get your act together, Governor. You don't close to the level of burden in other states, but our teams are working well together in putting together these massive many fires. Great firefighters open up the ridiculous closed water lanes. Yes, more woke policies that is destroying them. Coming down from the north, don't pour it out onto the Pacific Ocean. Should be done immediately. California definitely needs water. Again, and he called it 100%, right? Called it 100%. Anyway, let us get to the chat. By the way, little sneak. I do like a bit of steampunk Millie, right? That was always good. I can't go far. We can't go far wrong with a bit of steampunk Millie. But on Saturday night, little sneak preview what we got coming on Saturday. Master of the Universe, Sydney Sweeney. I just think it has to be done, right? I think. By the way, asking the AI to come up with put somebody sexy in a Master of the Universe outfit, they nail it pretty much every freaking time, right? I mean, genuinely here. One second. I think they're all. I think open new window. I'll show you. Open. Doink. Okay, fine. Yeah, these are all PG-13ish. Hey, 1 second. Stop screen. Share screen. It's working so much better now. Thank God. I'm really glad I rebooted the browser. Right. A full body shot of a sexy, beautiful young woman with blonde hair and huge breasts, dressed as Teela from Master of the Universe. Now, this is before I did the face swap of it, but they really get the armor right? I'm not a huge Masters of the Universe maven, but like the giant oversized jewels and stuff, it just feels like it came from a toy. All right, I think it's really nailing it. Right, and I wouldn't mind really nailing that too. Well, they're all very pouty. Maybe I should have done a more smiley one. But yeah, all of them kind of look like toys. Yeah, this one I asked for She-Ra instead. She-Ra. That's a pretty hot She-Ra. There we go. Oh, no, well, back to Tila then. That's why. That was the one I used, right? That was the one I used. This is some of the attempted backgrounds. So there you go. That's coming Saturday night. What could be wrong with a bit of Master of the Universe, other than that movie they're making, which sounds like a disaster? Fine. Let us get to the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let us get to the chat. Thank God I didn't lose any chat from rebooting the browser. What's Shooty done now since he go to the stars? Oh, God. He's been Shooty, right? He's been Shooty. Oh, God. It's been so wrong for Doctor Who. It's just getting creepy now. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Hang on. There you go. Fine. The query of Doctor Who's epic voyage to the bottom of the rating. Yeah, it's getting worse and worse and worse. The ratings came out, and they were worse than the ratings that I thought the ratings came out last week, and it's considerably worse. Right? Considerably worse. This is game over. They know they're not getting renewed at Disney now. Right? And honestly, since the Christmas special, you got this kind of feeling of a different change in tenor. Right? I don't think they're going, we're going down harder and faster than Meghan Markle on a billionaire. Yeah, I was going to say on a ginger roll dick, but I thought better of it. So the queer hero Doctor Who's epic voyage to the razor. Fantastic Four, flopping coming. Yes. Essentially, yes. Oh, I can't wait till Pedro Pascal's 5 minutes of fame are over. Bye, Pedro. See you later. Judy goes, full gay fuck bunny ahead of season 2 and 15. I heard they're like getting rid of the whole season 2 and just going back to season 15. Again, if Disney drops them, that's what's going to be, right? I think, and they'll just gaslight you, right? That's all. They'll just gaslight you. Anyway, let's get to the chat. Darren Emery's, how you doing, Darren? Colin Archer's, how you doing, Colin? Thank you for joining us. Fantastic Falls, yeah, the minute they cast the Silver Surfer. Yes, you're absolutely right. D, you are absolutely right. I agree with you 100%. Right? And it's something they should roll back right away. Right? Colin Archer says, I don't think even I even blinked at Liz 10 the first time I saw the Beast Below. Why would you even blink at her? I don't know. Why, if it's black? I guess, I don't know. People are weird. I've seen Beast Below for years. Yeah, I started watching, was it Star Trek? Not Star Trek Phase 2, Star Trek New Voyages. The one with the wealthy Elvis impersonator. The guy who financed it, and there's also an Elvis impersonator. I can't remember his name. James Hawley, I can't remember. But I was thinking to myself, wouldn't it be great if you could get AI to like paint over here? If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll show you. Doink. Well, and these fan films are generally speaking really good. I have to tell you, it's such a tragedy they're not around anymore. But it's one of the many things that was killed by Kurtzman. Where is it? It's Katoomba. Oh, it's an MKV. I'll find some. This is a different series, but basically the same thing, right? Right here, I'll open this one up. So this one has the, and it's amazing. Yeah, no, this isn't real Star Trek. This is just, you see.
Would you care to join me?
It's different people.
Mr. Scott, you have the bridge. That was strange.
Now, wouldn't it be weird if you could just, like, again, AI draw over, Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner? That would be crazy. Which I don't think we're that far away from that sort of stuff. Nah, that would be cool. Anyway, what I was up to. Hell Chat says, Lonnie, in Texas this morning, you said you have snow. Who were? You enjoy, baby. You enjoy. Yeah, I never thought it snowed in Texas until Yeah, I mean, like, it was like I was well into adulthood before I found out. I was like, I just thought it was always hot there. Isn't it the most vax state in the planet? Oh God, yeah. And you still get my wife was so we were so up the arse of those COVID fucking regulations, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. I took 3 jabs. We didn't go into synagogue for ages, which was kind of fun actually, because the synagogue was like that was the time when they were taking a shit on me quite in public, and then the synagogue just collapsed completely. So I'm like, oh, maybe it's connected. I don't know, but because like nobody went into it. Yeah, and I honestly wish there were people who were so into those COVID rules. I wish they were into like any rules of being religious just as much, or even like in a vague way. And these people are all people who think they're religious as well. By the rivers of Babylon. So did I have that on the? I'm not sure. I know. Darren Amos, hello to you. PD Richard, PD Rich. I take it gospel does include Keir Starmer or certain northern gangs with the Middle Eastern names. No, it does include. Oh, it does believe it. No, that's not what God wants. That's the from what God wants. The opposite. Yeah, it's just crazy. What are we up to? The entire Labour Party voted against and they all did by Keir Starmer. Yeah, they're all totalitarian fascist cunts, right? They're all mindless fascist cunts. And look, once we get them out, and they are going to get out one way or another. Hopefully, it's going to be a generation before they. It's going to be. Well, how long? No, it was essentially. You had the Blair years in the 90s, but they only got in because they were more Tory than the Tories, essentially. And Tony Blair was way more charismatic, and that's really what it boiled down to. But like that, they set the groundwork for all this disaster that we're living in now. Right here, this is clip. I've been meaning to play it for a while, but this really makes me like mad and sad that this is what England is now. This is what London is now. Where is it? It's Alex Phillips. So here we go.
Because you talked about this morning.
This is such an important issue for me because I've been living in London for 10 years. I've also lived in multiple other countries around the world. Never before have I felt as unsafe as I do now. When I walk down the street, I'm increasingly being leered at. I'm increasingly being followed like I'm going around the souks of Morocco. And it's not, visibly to me anyway, people who were born and bred here. It isn't. And it's very difficult because we're not allowed to talk about it because, oh my gosh, that breaks taboo. Oh, you're a racist if you say this. I'm sorry. A lot of women going about their daily business feel that their safety is being directly threatened by people who are coming from different cultures. And this needs to be discussed because I've had enough. All my other female friends have had enough. When I put this stuff online, the number of comments online from other women saying they've had enough and saying thank you for talking about this. Was it not enough when we noticed what was going on with grooming gangs? Was it?
Apparently not. No, it wasn't.
Not enough when we see what's happened to the victim of Abdullah Zaidi. When are we going to have the conversation that women's safety is being mortgaged at the altar of mass immigration and this faux political correctness?
And I speak to many other women who suffer the same indignities and offences like you do, who don't have a public profile, who are not in the media. And they are echoing
all women. All right. Look, it's just these are not compatible cultures. Well, the sons will soon be there because that would be very bad for the Alpha Quadrant. Well, what was that we're talking about? About half hour ago. Time to bring back the Wicker Man for the Keir Starmer. Honestly, I'll bring back flogging for him. He is the absolute worst, right? They are the absolute worst. The Hooray Henrys are, in fact, the Europhiles from the 2000, yeah. Thomas and Nostradamus of Cape Grangs. Yes, they are. Cape Grangs is a pretty good way of putting it. Everybody look to your mods. to know how to talk. Okay, I have much more freedom than you guys have. Where we're up to? Let me just whiz through. Tzvi Lebetkin says, "BD Rich, the Labour MPs are all reading scripts." I know. It's not going to last. I can't wait to. I am confident they're going to fall. Right, I'm confident it's going to be a big fall. And I just can't wait to see it happen. I don't know what it's going to be. Right, but it's going to be shocking. Right, it's going to be more shocking than America, because I think it's got worse quicker in America. Do you like a bit of donkey dick? Are we talking about what's the name? Jess Phillips? I don't know. Nice with Elon. I heard the Klingon Empire's laughing from beyond the stars. I bet they are. Homelands and policies because the city wouldn't fund the fire department and the water reservoirs to belong. Exactly. On another thing. And they laughed at Trump. Oh, what a yokel. How silly. How stupid Trump is. How long before they blame global warming? I bet they're doing it. Global warming rather than Democrat policies. They will never blame Democrat policies. Right? People with egg all over their face pretend to themselves mostly they don't have egg all over their face, right? And that's why they do it. They did pretend they don't have egg on face. Proton mail is down. I don't know what that means. Facebook has been liberated. I meant there was no comment by Peter. Yeah. That was Star Trek Continues. Corley, thank you. Faris is in denial over what? Oh, just started. Tell me what Faris is in denial over. I'm intrigued. God bless him. You can bet none of this would happen if you can bet if this happened next year, they would blame Trump. Yeah, they'll probably blame him now. Going to be looking for a new AI generators, Colin Archer, as the one I use has changed to graphic design. I like OpenArt a lot. I have OpenArt and I have Midjourney. They're both excellent, I find. Midjourney is much more restrictive, and you can put salacious things into OpenArt as long as you got like the $30 a month subscription. That's continues, not phase 2. Yeah, okay, but that's the idea, right? But I think it'd be great if we could map over it. William Shatner. That'd be fantastic. Where are we up to? Fine, we up to late. Oh no, I've got 2 more things to read. Gobby Guy came up with game ranks. Well, Gobby Guy comes up with a lot of good things, right? The opposite personality guy. That's one, Peter Rich. And also Trump's threatening to refuse to share intelligence with the UK until Starbucks gets his act together by leaving. Well, I got rid of that clip. There was a clip I made on Tuesday or Sunday this week where you had this uptight British liberal guy. Well, maybe we'll just stop sharing intelligence with Donald Trump. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. All right. Who are you fucking joking, mate? Are you out of your mind? That's just again. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. It actually hurts me how dumb it is. One second, fine. Let's see if this is gonna kill my. Oh yeah, it's a site here. That's that's eating up all my system resources. I'm gonna take that down. Oh no, that's not it. Let's have a look. Wonder which window this is. I don't know. Hang on. Let's go over here. Dying. If we close that window, that might do the trick. Okay. Let's start with a bit of Doctor Who news, right? Let's start going and looking a bit at Doctor Who. So the first bit of Doctor Who news, I'm actually very, very psyched for, right? It's not often I get a bit of Doctor Who news. Like, yeah, this sounds fan-dabby double dozy. This sounds fantastic. So what's I got there? Good. I know. 1 second. That was weird. I just had a YouTube window open up for a reason I can't really work out. Anyway, wait, let's start with a bit of Doctor Who news. So there's a couple of novelizations coming this year, which sound really exciting, right? I will put this as exciting as the Fraser Hines Evil of the Daleks novelization, which was by far, and I'm not even talking about by far, the best thing that came out in the anniversary year. Let's see if I can find that. It just everything about it was good. Evil of the Daleks. Fraser Hines. So far, yeah, this was super awesome, right? I got the book on tape, read by Fraser Hines, right? But this is essentially, there you go, a great cover as well. This was Evil of the Daleks, but told almost exclusively from Jamie's perspective, right? And it was fabulous, right? It was, and it had like little extra bits added on, but it was just absolutely fabulous. And the whole thing was actually the Zoe watching the rerun of it, as I recall. But yeah, no. So this was by far the best thing that came out in the anniversary year, right? But these are really exciting. Rob Shearman, right? Noted author and playwright Rob Shearman. He's written a few quite good things for Big Finish. Let's see. Have a look at this. Big Finish always takes freaking forever to open up, doesn't it? Anyway, so he's novelized at least 2 of them. I'm surprised this isn't a news item on Big Finish, which yeah, we'll wait for it to open up. So he did. There's 2 I know about. Do we have a date? October 9th. I might pre-order this. Unless they do a book on tape and read by Colin Baker, and I think that would be fantastic. So Jubilee is it's fantastic. Again, it's one of the all-time best. Yeah, Rob Shearman. Let's pull up all his stuff in Big Finish. Rob Shearman. I guess I'm spelling that wrong. Let's try that again. We'll do a bit of copy-paste action. Doink. Doink. Yeah, he did. Was it little story? But this is his entire discography. That's interesting. So yeah, Jubilee is for $498. So worth it. Right, this is I would say, an all-time classic of this era. What year did this come out? So it was 2003. Yeah, this is Big Finish when it's really firing on all cylinders. This was when it was really starting to kick in. Very, very clever story, right? And Rob Shearman is very obviously a artsy, clever playwright, right? So good for him. And so the basic plot of it is that. Well, I don't want the plot, more the feeling of it. It's that the Doctor, Sixth Doctor, and Evelyn, right? Evelyn Smythe, they arrive on a planet that's about 100 years after a Dalek invasion, and the Daleks are treated kind of like a joke thing in culture, much like the Nazis were in like the 1970s and 80s in culture. And so at the beginning of each episode, it had like things from inside the world. You had an ad which featured the evil Daleks. I think Martin Jarvis was in it as well, playing some person in command. But this is the story that season 1, the Christopher Eccleston's Dalek, was based on, because a lot of it is about the last reigning Dalek held prisoner in the Tower of London and slowly tortured, right, over years and years and years. But it's far superior to Dalek. I mean, in many, many ways. So again, for $89, I real recommend. But I'm really looking forward to this coming out as a book. So there's 2. He's got where is it? Jubilee, and it's supposed to be like this big, expansive. What's it? I just got to send a message. Hang on. It's a there you go. It's supposed to be a really expansive reimagining of it, and if the original author is reimagining it, so I'm somewhat on board. It's time to sell the Doctor and the Daleks. Have you never thought they are really both exactly the same thing? It's time to celebrate. Let all citizens through the glorious English Empire come together and give thanks to a mysterious soldier in time and space known as the Doctor. For 100 years ago, he destroyed the Dalek invasion without fulsome mercy. So the interesting thing about this, actually, you get this a lot more from, what was it? There's some really... Is that Maltese Penguin? There was one story which had this. It might be Jubilee. It might be the Holy Terror. That was really dark, right? That was really, really dark. But that was sort of Six Doctor. Was it Frobisher story? So again, this is coming out. 22.9 is kind of expensive. Let's see if they got. I know they got at least one more coming out. Jubilee and the Chimes of Midnight. So the Chimes of Midnight, another all-time classic. I listen to this most years around Christmas time. It's a great Paul McGann, creepy Christmas extravaganza. If I was a billionaire, I would pay what's his name, the Dino Puff guy, to animate that. It would be fan-freaking-tastic, right? Absolutely fantastic. So when's this coming out? Also October 9th. But this is more expensive. 27.13 must be a bigger book. But I am very tempted. I am very tempted to get both of these. I just hope this is going to be a book on tape, right? Exciting times, right? Exciting times. But you know, I'm easily excited, baby. Right? It doesn't take much to get me going. No, it doesn't. Like Nicola Bryant in the Thorn Hills. You know, when she was 23. That's all I need, baby. Not much, right? Not much. I'm not a very picky guy. So, you know, I can't give you Nicola Bryant when you're 23 in a Thong and Hills. I don't know why I went for the thong. I thought maybe she just doesn't want to, like, you know, shave down there. Give her a bit of modesty. But I got the second best thing. It's like nearly as good. Nearly as good. Nicola Bryant and Thong and Hills. No, it's not. It's not at all. Although I will say, you know, much like a string of bat spits, he does shine out and radiate all around him with golden light. It is, of course, Birmingham's King of Geeks. Dan Hadley, how you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm showing both cheeks. It's just not those cheeks.
How cold is it in England?
Fucking cold.
Oh,
It's
really?
that cold. It is.
And
It's
yet still, none of your government freeze to death.
It's extraordinary, isn't it? They all look very well fed and warm and happy when they're clapping and deciding that inquiries into.
We should have looked into ourselves and prove we're absolute cunts, you know, who sacrifice thousands of little girls so I can be voted in and pretend I'm a good person.
Don't look over there. Look over here. Don't look at all of that. Look at this. Look at this person who's done nothing. Who just because they've got too much money or they've got a big mouth.
God,
or
no, okay. Just as an aside, the Jess Phillips thing, the what's the word I'm looking for? The horror, the sheer horror people had that she was criticized. Oh my God, she spent her entire life protecting little girls. No,
I've never seen any evidence of this at all. Following.
No, okay. You can't accuse us of not being perfect. I'm like, really? Yes,
It's as if they can say just whatever and people won't bother checking. Or they think we haven't been following these stories or know of these. I just love the fact that the entire world is now finding out what a shitbag Jess Phillips is.
Oh, yeah, it's
when
great.
people in Britain have known it for years.
And she's actually made it all about her. What a shock. Right?
A foul woman.
It's just awful, right? Absolutely. Anyway, are you to chase away those doldrums? Are you happy about either of these novelizations? Do you know?
Yeah, I saw these listed today. I'm not going to buy either of these.
Really? I genuinely love both of them. Have you heard the audio of both of these?
Yes. Yeah, both are by.
I genuinely love both these audios.
Both are by Rob Sherman, aren't they? Yeah. Writer who I rate enormously. I think both audios are great. I'm not the huge fan of Chimes of Midnight that I listen to it every year. No, it's not that good.
Really?
But
I really like it.
I think it's good. But I think
most good Christmas stuff out from.
I think there is far better in Big Finish's canon, and people go on about this. It's probably a little bit too much, but at least it's a story that people are enthusiastic about. That's not on telly. So you know, I let people do whatever they want to do.
Who's enthusiastic about any story on telly? I mean, let's be honest with you. Which is quite a nice segue, right? This is quite a nice segue to go. And again, yes, ratings aren't the most important thing, but they're not that unimportant either. This is way worse than I thought. Okay. I saw the ratings last week of the 7+1 to be 6.2. I said, well, that's reasonable. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah, that was the figure that was everywhere last week. It looks like people were being somewhat overzealous.
Yeah, listen, I think firstly, I think you can take 2 million off this, which is like at least 2 million people are people who turned in 5 minutes early for Wallace and Gromit. I mean, at least, and that's counting.
We just I think we have to accept that could be the same for any show. I think we have to accept that they are what they are.
Wallace and Gromit, people tune in for.
And with the parameters being such as they are, it's the same for everything that's listed, everything that's sort of bracketed. But
because it's all shit.
What I don't understand is where the 6.2 figure came from, and apparently it's 5.9 now. That's what Barb reported. Yeah. I didn't look it up. I mean, I couldn't really be bothered, to tell you the truth. So I didn't look it up. I thought, well, when Barb publish it, I'm sure it'll make itself known.
Right.
And
before now, ratings. There we go. Ratings. I'm sure it's down from the previous year.
It is. It's not down by much, to be fair.
I think it's about 300,000 or 400,000. I don't think it was anything like outrageous.
I know that it's.
Cool.
I know that it's.
Boy, it's down by a lot. That's 2 million. I thought it was about 400,000 or 500,000. That's 2 million. It's down.
On the yeah, I mean, I know that it's very much de rigueur to just slate everything and be massively disparaging and upset all the time. But I don't think these ratings are that. I think, let's put it this way: the ratings of Doctor Who on BBC One are nowhere near its biggest problem at the moment. For a number of reasons.
I think they are a reflection of what its biggest problem is.
Partly, yes.
Right. I mean, okay. I think the most important figure here is the bump between the overnight to the 7-day plus, right? Because it used to be, 4.73, and he got was it 2.5, like 2.75 million bump. That's.
I mean, the thing is, what, and I know that people will be pissed off at me for saying this, but what they say, it's partly true that things do great or do better on catch up, and the way that people watch TV has changed. It's only been this past year that I had it sort of exposed to me how much truth is actually in that. There are so many people that I know and geeks, sort of Doctor Who fans who maybe aren't as big of fans as you and I, Rabbi, but people who count themselves as Doctor Who fans who didn't watch this season, deliberately didn't watch it until a couple of months after it had all been broadcast, simply because they were halfway through watching other things. And at the time I thought, oh okay, including somebody who I know on my show. And at the time I thought, oh God, that's weird. But then I thought, well, hang on, I do that. I've done that with House of the Dragon. I prioritise my viewing as well. So if you notice, the figures for season 1 have increased over time. People are still watching it. But I think what we'll find, I think that's more natural with actual seasons of things. Right. But I think it's different when it comes to Christmas specials. You have to be in a kind of Christmassy mood to want to see that. And so I think this will have a lot less of that kind of momentum or that evergreen kind of quality. I think people are likely to sort of skip this one. If they are behind on their viewing, I think people are going to just not bother.
No, but the thing is, you have about half the amount of people going back, doing it on catch up than it had the year before, which means they're done. People are not interested in Ncuti Gatwa. I mean, that's really
he's lost a big chunk of the people who are willing to come back for the 60th anniversary. Right, they weren't impressed enough with him. They turned up. I mean, some of the figure for last year's Christmas special for the Church on Ruby Road was that kind of new Doctor effect. Oh, there's a new Doctor Who. I wonder what they're like. We see that happened for Jodie, happened for Capaldi, it always happens. It's a thing. So some of that is that it's just we've got used to all of the figures of now, all of the ratings landscape for everything, not just Doctor Who, has fallen so low. Now, I think we're forgetting quite quickly that those patterns, they still exist. It's just the peaks and the troughs, the hills and the valleys are going to be less obvious. They're going to be less
because they're so far lower down. But if you recall, we spent people like you and me spent a good 3 or 4 years saying you're going to completely destroy the television landscape by doing this. Right?
Yeah,
and now the television landscape is completely destroyed.
I mean, the BBC haven't done that single-handedly. In all fairness, but they've done more than their fair share.
But they're the ones most resistant to course correcting.
Yes,
everybody
they are.
else is course correcting apart from the BBC
because it's not their money, everybody, which is what I keep saying here on you.
Exactly. But also they released the AAI figures at last, and you got to look at them and go, well, they're not so bad. Why were they keeping them quiet?
These aren't any. Who knows? I mean, I've made it a running gag on Type 40 about this because it's amused me, and I was expecting them to come out very painfully low. Those AI figures in the end are fine. They're okay.
Me too. I'm like 2019.
Don't get me wrong. You'd like it to be up there you'd like them to be higher, of course, but they're not figures that would get a show cancelled.
So this is Jodie's first year. She was doing way better.
She was, they were better, but then again there was that we're forgetting there was that huge kind of you can't say this stuff is shit. You can't. They didn't really start to take effect until the second season.
I know to my detriment when it's you know as well. When you said it's shit, you were sworn by a bunch of weirdos.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm trying to get the
things that I got called during that time. It still dogs me now.
Insane. Hang on. There you go. Let's try ratings. 2020. Let's have a look at 2020.
Yeah, if you look at the 2020 ones, you see a fairer sort of look at things. I've already looked into all of this stuff. I mean, I hate.
It's significantly lower than
up until they disappeared. I was the only person really who used to commentate on the AAI figures. People used to ask me why I did.
So let's go for another one. Ratings was it 2022? I guess 2021 maybe.
2020 was the year of the Timeless Children, wasn't it?
No, 20. Yeah, this is the Halloween. This is what's the Flux, and okay, these are So you got these are all very low, and they only got 82 here because David Tennant showed up in the last minute. Never explain, and again, never explain how his clothes changed. Oh God, so annoying. Right, that's why I think everything.
See, look how low the majority of those are.
Yeah. These are. But here's the thing: the British public need to be trained if they like it or not. Right? When Eccleston started, the first ones were like 77, 78, and then it became watercolor.
That's true.
And then it turned into 82, 83. Yeah. Right?
That's true.
People had to realize how shit Jodie Whittaker was before they could accept how shit Jodie Whittaker was. Right, and so now, I'm here. Let's do the average rating for. Let's compare Ncuti's first season for Jodie Whittaker's last, and see who did here. We'll do the math. So we got 75 plus 77 plus 78 plus 77 plus 77 plus 77 plus 81. How these ones got a higher score, I don't know. So that's divided into 8. Divide it into 8, and his score is average score is 77.75. Fine. Let's look at Jodie. Oh, I keep up. So Jodie got 76 plus 77 plus 75 plus 79. Well, that must be the angel one.
See, what I notice is these figures never go anywhere. You're quite right. There was a momentum behind when you go back and look at the stats for that time, for the Eccleston and Tennant time, when things were taking off, there was a momentum behind it, and this increase. Doctor Who at the moment, for the most part, stays pretty much where it has been. It's not going anywhere in terms of popular appeal.
The AA right. So Jodie's was at 77.2 and his was 77.45, I think. So that great experiment went well, didn't it, Russell? So one reason why I would humbly propose that this is not going so well is that Ncuti Gatwa is completely wrong to play the Doctor. We got some evidence he might not entirely understand the role. He
said, "What is he playing?" No, I won't say it.
What's he playing? He's playing a very, very big flute. Is what he's playing.
I was going to say he was playing with himself. He was playing with himself on. Yeah.
Okay. So in Kilden, right? I think I know you, right? So I do know you. You might be in the chat, actually. When Tom Baker, MBE, held the role of the Doctor, he went to great lengths to maintain a public persona. So I remember Billie Piper being mad that she wouldn't smoke in public when she was playing Rose, right? Especially around kids, and would go out of his way not to be seen to be smoking in case any kids would see him. Nowadays, a lead actor wearing almost as much as he wore in his initial appearance, less, in fact, posts photos of him holding his dick. Yeah, it's weird. Why is he doing that? I guess why. Oh, come back.
Because he's got a complete sort of he's an exhibitionist and a narcissist,
and doesn't realise it. Maybe
Ncuti is one of a crop of those people who is, and he's far from alone in this. In that he's the brand of Ncuti Gatwa.
Yeah.
First and foremost, and all the time.
And he's a shitty brand at that. It's a brand that I really don't want to have anything to fucking do with, frankly.
He's the star of Doctor Who, second to that, maybe even third or fourth, after Sex Education, and after, however he sees himself, influencer, model. I don't know. But I think the Doctor Who...
Okay,
Doctor Who figures lower and lower down on his list of priorities and credentials as time goes on. I think it's not that I think he's bored with being in the role. It's just in his head, I think it's just one of several things that he does. And in his view, this is actually what modern celebrity is. And this is what it means to be a star. And in some respects, I mean, it's hate the game, not the player. He's partly right. But not the kind of star, not the star of Doctor Who. It isn't. Don't get me wrong. I would find this gross, whatever. But if this man wasn't the star of a family-orientated adventure series, it's. I don't need to say any more. I mean, he's messing with.
I mean, like, here's the thing: the BBC is all over your ass for saying, Hamas are terrorists, right? They're all over there saying for misgendering you, wagging your dick around on social media. I mean, what the fuck? Perhaps Gatwa is jealous of Tom's MBE and wants his own, but he is like
member of the British Empire.
Yes, the word member. So here, it actually gets worse when it moves into video, which he posted. Like, what's wrong with you?
Why? I said on X a couple of days ago. I understand why he's checking himself out. Those of us who lift and run and look after ourselves will know that's a lot of fucking work to put into the gym to look like that.
Right.
And good and fair play to him. But why he has to? But to show the world and to show and to be happy messing with yourself in front of the world, it's beyond me. How can he think that this is appropriate in any way?
Honestly, I got the vibe that I think they all know that they're not continuing with Disney.
He didn't think about it, Rabbi. He didn't think of it. Didn't even flicker with him that perhaps wiggling your dick around on Insta might not be a good look. It's just in the there and then. Who's going to stop him? Where's the harm? I want to show the what. It's just in the moment, instant gratification. of someone who is, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to call him a degenerate, but
I don't think he's a nasty person or an evil person.
No.
I think he's a degenerate person.
there's nothing going on. There's nothing going on between that man's ears. It's very clear now.
Zoolander is Doctor Who, right? Absolutely, Zoolander is Doctor Who. One sec, what was this?
See, at one time, people would temper talent. They would work with it and mould it, and they would encourage people such as him.
That's exactly what he's doing. He's working with it, and moulding it right now.
You try stopping him. They would sort of rein people in and tutor them on how to behave and how to
Yeah, but again,
how to meet their.
Steve Davis knows how to behave.
Yeah.
I don't. So, okay, thinking was very. Oh, no, I will point this out because your comment I thought was very funny. Well, shoot, all I can say is this certainly gives a whole new meaning to the phrase touching grass. How many Doctor, not how many Doctor Who fans used to behave. It's not how my Doctor Who used to behave. What was your, well, yeah, so you're saying he did a lot of work. Bobby D25, Wang Boy is out of control, and you say sounds like the worst porno ever. I think that sounds like an awesome porno, man. Frankly,
yeah, I've had a lot of people. A few people follow me for that comment. Messing. What did I say? He was in his grunts, messing with his wang. Yeah, he
is.
We all readjust ourselves from time to time, but we don't. We don't show it to a million people.
While we're playing Doctor Fucking Who, right? I mean, there is a little difference, right? It is absolutely crazy. Anyway, see what else we got to talk about. I'm closing down Windows desperately.
But as I said before, I mean, we've got our review coming up later of Joy to the World on Type Force. You know, right. I said that by this point, by this episode, you know, it doesn't really matter whether he only makes 8 or 9 more, or whether he does another couple of seasons. Really, at this point, we know now largely how it's gonna go, and
he's gay constantly.
Yeah, just shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
just shit. Doctor Who.
I mean, honestly, it's like, and then if you don't like it, they go, "Oh, so you don't like gay people? Where'd you get that from?"
It started. Right? He's started to go exactly the same way that Jodie Whittaker went, in that he's going backwards. He's actually getting worse in the role. Whittaker did that too.
Just, Wang Boy is out of control, right? That's what I mean. Wang Boy is totally out of control. What else? I think that's all the Doctor Who news I had. I just saw the end of Creature Commandos. Have you been following that? Or are you waiting until the season's over?
I've got the last one to see. That's dropped today, hasn't it? So I've got that to see.
I just watched it before the stream.
It's been brilliant so far.
I was going to do a full review, but you're here now, so I'll do that on Saturday. It's I don't understand anybody with saying it's shit. I just
people need to. I think there are some of us who perhaps are maybe a little reactionary. In some instances, it's understandable because we have been pushed to the limit. But for some people out there, that scene of the militant group, that very first scene where they were seen to be talking about woke feminists, that was enough. People were out. If you were out at that scene, you've missed a really great animated adventure series. It's very funny, beautifully made.
I'm looking forward to rewatching it in one go. It's a good 2-hour movie in one go. It's like 7 parts, about 25 minutes each.
I don't know how well it'd work like that, but it's definitely worked episodically.
Okay, so if you haven't seen it, just so you give you an overview, why I think it's good is that it's tons of fun, right? It is just tons and tons of fun. It's silly, it's playful, and it plays with the audience. It's incredibly, it's funny. It's gross and graphic and very violent, which in a funny way. And I like that. The extreme violence is played for humor, but beyond all of that, but essentially after you get the setup and the finale episode, you get even in the finale, you get a character study of each one of these characters, each one of these monsters. And you get to find out who they are and what the story is, and you care about them so much, right? And as it goes on, because they create real people, and they're also very funny, and it's with great action adventure thrown in.
It is really, really nicely done, and you cut in. Like I say, I haven't watched the final one yet, but all the way through it, I think each one is better than the last one.
Again, each one if you haven't seen it, the story, you have the narrative move forward, and again, the narrative is funny, and you have also in back. It's kind of like Watchmen. You have the backstory of one of the characters told in the background, and they are getting they do really get better.
You're right. It is like a really sort of it's the schlockier underside to something which is as literate as Watchmen is. Obviously, we're only 40 years on now from Watchmen, so I think it's okay to riff on that without being accused of being a rip-off.
There
are other things in there as well, aren't there? There are things like those kind of early 70s Italian action movies, and there's lots of influences and things in there.
Great, and also they have a lot of what's the word, like cinematic stuff that does make it look like it's early 70s, right? So, let me pull this up for a second. Doing. What's it? Get your thoughts on this. I think this Fantastic Four movie is DOA, right? The only movie I think that's coming up in Marvel that has a hope in hell is Thunderbolts, and that's only if it's very good. But I don't know. I said yes, this
but
one being the Silver Surfer, I'm just like, why? It's so dumb, right? It's so incredibly dumb. Whereas you got James Gunn over in the DC universe, right? They're doing the Authority, which essentially has a female Silver Surfer character in it. So they get that, but that's organic. Like, you just want to smack these people upside the head and say, stop with the gender and race swaps. Just stop.
The belief is that characters like the Silver Surfer are kind of androgynous in some way. I don't think that's the case. I think that they haven't looked into the material very deeply if they see him as that. And so the idea that he can just be gender swapped and it won't be an issue. I'm not a massive fan of the Silver Surfer, and in many ways, I think this is the least important piece of casting in the film. But it's the fact that they still, if in the character's name there's nothing that is gender specific, they immediately do this without even thinking.
Again, because they've got this insanity that it's got to reflect everybody. No, it doesn't have to reflect the entire world. It's got to reflect essentially white nerd men. Right? Oh, I wouldn't say white men. That's the majority, because the majority of men in Western society are white because we were born here. What do you want to tell you? Tell you what, what says the population is black? It's like 9 or 12. It's under 15%. It's much lower than you would have thought.
It's like 12%, something like that.
Right. So and again, but that sort of percentage of black characters as well. That's why if you race swap without a gender or gender swap without a gender, it works. Perry White, Lawrence Fishburne, perfect. Katie Sackhoff, Starbuck, perfect, right? Again, because Katie Sackhoff played her as a female character. I would also say Jenna Coleman's Constantine in Sandman really worked because she played her like a female character, right? But
I noticed that Galactus isn't a woman. That could be. That's a not necessarily gender specific name, but they've not cast a woman or a black man or black woman. That's Galactus.
What's the name? Melissa McCarthy to be Galactus.
She's gonna sit on you. Exactly, a great big ass.
Exactly. Exactly. They're screaming for equality. They were screaming for women to be 50% of the bricklayers in the world, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's just sad, really, because this was their chance to really reboot, and I just don't think they're going to be able
casting
to do it.
Pedro Pascal, who is again, I think I said he was great in Gladiator 2, and I remembered why I liked him I thought he was great in it, and I remembered why I liked him in the first place. But after consideration, I still think that he's been miscast in this. I still think that it's a missed opportunity to have cast. I'm a little bit hung up on the idea of Matt Smith playing Reed Richards because he's been superb in it. But I'm sure I'm sure there are a number of next to unknown actors or character actors who could have been fantastic. As literally, who could have been Mr. Fantastic, and it could have made their career. This will just be Pedro Pascal.
Again, it's Fantastic Four. It's just not going to work on screen as yet. Honestly, to make Fantastic Four work, I think you've got to set it in the 60s. I think you've got to lean heavily into the Jack Kirby cosmic thing. And
that's where the safest bet is. Vanessa Kirby is an inspired choice to play.
She's perfect. Everything's great. Again, I get so bored of Pedro Pascal, and I'm so not interested in season 2 of Last of Us. Last of Us had one really good episode, I think.
I never made it past episode 4 of that show. I thought it was very well made and blah blah.
The super gay episode, which I thought was really good. So
it was great, but episode 4, I just get the impression that they only greenlit the show because they wanted to make that gay story into, and they're not actually that interested in the rest of it. They put all their effort.
The interesting bit, right? So anyway, the trailer just came out for season 2. Do you want to? I haven't seen it yet. Let's have a quick look.
Yeah, go on. I mean, like I say, it was a very well made show, but I felt
it was
real
leading up to what's her name, the girl from Game of Thrones being coming out as gay. And like, okay, here's the thing that's making me crazy. She's a young girl. She's not like Hollywood hot, right? She's not like, stunning, attractive. And so she's going the trans route instead. I'm like, no, darling, you're not trans, right? You're just not a super Hollywood hottie. That's it. You got to understand this. I know. Anyway, let's look at this trailer.
Sometimes I feel I've already seen everything that's going to happen. And in the end, everything becomes a nightmare.
I would say even that opening monologue is a bit stilted, frankly.
Everyone here, we had the opportunity to start over. And to do so, some tough decisions had to be made. Even though those decisions will haunt us until the day we die.
I know it's about Ellie. So tell me, Joel, what did you do?
Oh, look, they spend more money on this time.
I saved her.
It doesn't matter if you have a code like me. There are just some things everyone agrees are just wrong.
We will show them how wrong they are.
Yeah, I don't think I'm. Yeah, I don't think I'm. No, sorry, no. This is not getting me on board at all.
It does look very expensive. But I do feel I've seen it all before. I've no interest in the game, no interest or real knowledge of the games. Couldn't give a toss about any of that. That actress. What's that? Sorry.
The game's one of the few games I played. That had a really compelling storyline. That and Alien Isolation are the 2 games I played. I like both of them. They're both strong recommends. Especially Alien Isolation. If you like Alien, that's totally
watching that trailer. I think the acting looks great. The production values look good, and it was quite a compelling trailer. So why don't I care? Why am I not interested in this? Maybe it's my age. Maybe it's just fatigue.
Because you can tell, you can taste, you can sense the motivation behind it, right? You can sense the motivation between a disingenuous race and gender swap between a sincere one, right? Perry, what's his name playing Perry White? I just thinking Jack Black. No, what's he got? Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
Jack Black, not Jack Black.
He is black.
He is black. But that was, he exudes the character of Perry White, right? And you can see that wasn't for a gender. Whereas, what's his name? The guy who played Commissioner Gordon in that turgid Batman movie.
Oh yeah, the guy. Yeah, what's his name from Westworld?
What's that guy's name?
I can't remember. It was in Westworld and the James Bond movies.
fantastic. Yeah, that was clearly for some agenda reason, right? It was clearly, trying to make a statement. So, and you can just sense it nowadays. That's like, that's why all the queer stuff stood out like a sore thumb. Like that was the one thing, that was the most important thing in the new era of Doctor Who. I love how they try to make it, what's the word I'm looking for?
Covert.
Subtle. And it was just like being smacked in the face by Ncuti Gatwa and his massive dick, right? Which I'm sure he would love to oblige you with. Again, Ncuti Gatwa, it seems like a very obliging chap. He will sexually satisfy you whether you want him to or not, right? That's the vibe I get off.
He's not doing any of this, like messing with his junk and saying and telling us to touch grass. He's not doing any of that to piss us off in any way, to settle some sort of score or to stand up for anybody at all. The bloke literally has just got nothing between his ears. He's a moron. He's just a common old garden moron. So you have to think, well, it's kind of pat him on the head and just say, fuck off.
So now you want to now I really want
it's just who gave him the best job in British television. That's where you've got to direct your frustrations.
That'd be Rusty Davis. But man, he sold it so hard. I believed him. I don't know what to tell you, but he is dumb. He's Zoolander. Zoolander is Doctor Who.
I mean, in my view, Ncuti's given us several moments where he's been decent, and you know what, he may well do that again. But whenever he does, I'm now starting to believe that it's been either a fluke or a flash in a pan. He was just in a good mood that day, or something in the script just chimed with him a little.
It's always luck. Never judgment. It really is. It's always luck and never ever judgment. I don't want to tell you. Anyway, are you on late tonight? You are.
We are on. We are loose, as they say. So this with this. Hold on 1 second. Yes, we are. Well, I am. Some of us are. For this, Joy to the World, the much requested. Thank you if you have been asking me.
Question, but I really want to know the answer. Is Simon on? I see. Simon's pain is my pleasure. It's just like having Simon watch current Doctor Who. It's just his disdain with it. Oh God, no! And he does it here. What a trooper!
Well, Simon's been on the podcast now, because this is the podcast, not the live stream. So Simon's been on the podcast now since about late 2018. So he came on board when I took over producing the show as well as hosting it, and I made him watch 3 seasons of Jodie Whittaker, and he made it through the anniversary stuff until halfway through the Ncuti Gatwa era, and he watched it all. He bailed after 73 yards, but when he heard Sutek was in it for the 2-parter, he came back. But it's
stay clear.
If you think about it, he's wanted to see Sutek come back to the show for 50 years. So how could asking Simon not to watch, he would have always watched that. But he is out now. He wasn't willing to watch anything past Empire of Death
before his favorite villain returned. It was so stupid. I mean, everything about this era has just been dumb. Okay, starting with David Tennant regenerating and with his clothes, right? I just like just pay off something for once. It's just so dumb. So I don't know. I think this whole I call this whole era just fan fiction.
I'll forgive a show like Doctor Who a lot if it's fun and it works. But when it hasn't gelled and hasn't worked, then it's only natural that you go back over these things. You think, well, hang on, I hand waved X, Y, and Z, or I looked past A, B, and C. And in the end, all of these things, they weren't indicators of people just wanting to give me a good time. They were telltale signs of somebody who either couldn't be asked or didn't think we were important enough or just wanted to get on to waving his, I was going to say proverbial dick, no, literal dick around.
No, literal. I mean, like, Oh, there was this other thing as well. Yeah, did I bookmarked it? I think I did.
Anyway, so this is coming up at 8 o'clock on the Type 40 channel, everybody, and it's on Rumble as well. And if you get your podcasts in the usual way, the way that most people get their podcasts, it's on everything from Spotify to Audible to Amazon Music and iTunes. It's everywhere. So go and listen in if you can't watch us, and you'll get a really colourful review, I promise, with opinions that you probably haven't got anywhere else as well, and a nice blend of people. So we try not to lean too heavily into being too reactionary, but we've never pulled our punches on the woke stuff either. So you're going to get unfiltered opinion and no compromises from us at Type 40.
In all fairness to the special, it was, I think, one of the most subtly and least woke things in the Ncuti Gatwa era. I didn't find. Yeah, no, it's the least woke thing they've done.
No,
right?
it wasn't a woke episode at all.
There were a couple of woke moments in it, like we talked about. Was it mansplaining? That.
But that's not actually wokeism, though, is it? That's because wokeism is it's like a seam that runs through something entirely. It's right. All of those things. It all gets addressed with us on the panel there for the best part of 2 hours from 8 o'clock on the Type 40 channel, and you're going to get our ratings, our rankings, and lots of things turned over, as well as some funny clips and things like that. So yes, I'll see you there from 8 o'clock, I hope.
Okie dokie. Okay, it's in an hour and 15 Earth minutes. Fine, I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to wrap up a little bit early. 15 minutes early, but you know what? I'm cream cracker, baby. And tomorrow, just to make that life more complicated than normal, it's a fast day. So I'm not eating from about 5:30 in the morning. It starts and it goes all the way till evening, like 5:30 in the evening.
Yeah.
Right, but then it's Sabbath, so then you got to do all like the synagogue stuff, and like you got another half hour to 45 minutes before you can eat then anyway. So. That's my trying day I have in front of me. I was just saying when I started the show, my wife's had COVID all week, right? Has been home. No. And firstly, she's under my bloody feet, right? But that's the other first thing. But at least she wasn't moving for the first few days. Now she's got her strength back, right? And she got bored. She has been just cleaning everything up and reorganizing stuff. And I went upstairs to my bedroom, right? It looked like it got reset to the factory settings. Like all the cluster was gone. I was like, whoa! Oh, yeah, the room looks so much bigger. It's very disturbing to me, right?
Oh, God.
Anyway.
Have we got the pleasure of your company on the Spacebook on Saturday as well?
I think. What are we talking about, do you think?
God knows. Well, probably Creature Commandos, because I'll have watched the finale by then, and numerous things like that. And there's some news stories as well I thought could be fun to get stuck into. And Bowles Trek as well. Bowles Trek is a regular on the Spacebook Live, everybody. Right. He's got the most amazing public information film for you to see.
I was going to say we didn't get to it last week. If you haven't seen this show, it's so worth it. It's a really good discussion. Did you put out the clip of us talking about, what was it? We talked about something last
I haven't had time. You know what? I'm going to clip that. I'm going to clip that now, and I'm going to whack that out for tomorrow. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I'll tell you.
I'll whack it out like Ncuti.
He does a lot of. One said there's a couple of things I wanted to answer in the chat. Sorry, it said, in terms of last, sorry to be blunt. But there was no point in making the Last of Us TV show. So all you have to do is literally just play the bloody game on play. He's absolutely right. But if
you're not a gamer, I wouldn't play that game at a pink fit. But the story might be okay. I
would say that's one of the few ones that's really worth it. In fact, oftentimes I think for the Terminator franchise, for that to continue, I think it's got to leave the big screen and go to gaming. Right, I think that's the way to tell more Terminator stories, rather than on the big screen. Because it's just dumb. So. You had basically those 3 Terminator movies. You had Terminator, Terminator 2, and then the one. Did you ever go to the thing at Disney World?
No.
Terminator 3D. Oh my
Race
God!
Against Time. I've seen the short film. Isn't it called Race Against Time? Something like that.
Something like that, but essentially you get okay, fine. So bit of a. Anyway, let me see if I can find it. 1 second. A picture of Terminator Disney ride. Hang on, because there was no, not Terminator.
Not Turbinator. That's probably something else.
Here, okay,
that's something you clean a turban with.
This is a great illustration of it. Oh, God. I just saw Ncuti fondling his junk again. Please, Ncuti, give it a rest, right? Give it a rest. Yeah,
yeah, he'll be there sometime. He'll probably be there until Easter at least. Messing with his meat and two veg, yeah.
He'll find something else to mess with. Fine, yeah. So it was about a half-hour show, right? And you sit in it, and it's real people, right? They're doing like a this is a presentation at Cyberdyne, right? And so you have a real woman walk around doing a presentation, and then she gets something in her ear, say, "What? They're broken in? Okay." And since there's a security problem, she runs out. Then you have Sarah Connor, what's her name? The Linda Hamilton,
the proper one.
Street. Yeah, break in and said, "You're in the Terminator facility." It's all, and there's a Terminator 1000 there. I can't even remember, but there was like, then you have like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He's all gonna kick off, motherfuckers, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but the cool thing is, then somebody dresses him, he rides in on 3D, and you're wearing these 3D glasses, and then somebody dressed looking like him rides an actual bike into it, right? And
I have seen that in video.
It is brilliant, right? It is absolutely brilliant.
See, do you remember when entertainment was that much fun?
No, and this was really one of the best of these things I've ever seen. Right, and the only thing as good as this, and it's much cheaper, was the Alien Experience at Trocadero. Did you ever do that?
No, I've never done any of those things.
Oh God, that was in the late 80s, and it was so cheap. It was basically you went in, and there were people in the Space Marine outfits, right, costumes, and they're like, yeah, we're in a xenomorph facility, and they're all locked down. Don't worry, right? And they say, we're going to check your and it does. It looks just like, because it's cheap to do, the corrugated iron everywhere, that sort of thing. And so he said, we're going to check your clearances. We'll be back in a minute, right? So you're all waiting. There's like 10, 15 of you waiting. And he goes out, and suddenly the lights go off, right? And then you get this red light, flashlight going, and you're like, you're actually there.
Shit your pants.
Yeah. So he comes back in. He's got this big pulse rifle. Right, said they broke it out. I've got to get, and he takes you running up and down corridors, right? And there's occasionally a guy in an alien costume with a strobe light, and it's fan-freaking-tastic. It was so good, right? I can't get over how good that was. So, yeah. But Terminator worked as 3 movies, and I'm including this. This is the final one where we actually go to the future, right? And you make the Terminator 1 million. And it was one of these like living metal ones. And when you're in the future, there's like this metal structure, and suddenly it starts to move, and you realize it's the Terminator. Right? It was very
you're
cool.
fucked.
Right? It was really good. Gone now. Yeah, part of yesterday. Just before you go, I had this wonderful idea yesterday. I was watching. Remember the fan-made Star Trek from about 10 years ago?
Do I remember the what? Sorry,
the fan-made Star Treks like
Renegades.
Star Trek Continues.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, great
so
stuff.
I bet now one could quite easily get AI and map over the Amdram actors who are in them with William Shatner, and he could really make completely authentic episodes.
Yeah, I suppose you could. Yeah.
So there's just one of the many AI projects we have to look forward to. Fine, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to wrap up. I'm going to hit the end broadcast button. See you in an hour and 7 minutes over at Dan's channel.
Be there or be somewhere else.
Be there or yes, exactly. Or just without. Good night. Good